One love, Delta 9 travelers. One love, Delta 9 travelers. Pick up yourself. Welcome back to the channel. Listen, we had a jam-packed weekend. So many headlines, so many updates, and so many things for us to get into. I hope you had a pleasant weekend as well. I'm hoping that you had a jam-packed event-filled weekend, had so much going on, right? Or if you spent it inside catching some rest, pick up yourself same way. Nonetheless, we got some headlines that we're going to be getting into. Trust me, the leader of the opposition, Honorable Mr. Mohamed, highlighted some points that's got us wondering if he would have taken two birds with one stone. We're going to be analyzing these details and we're going to be hearing as well from none other than Melly highlighting some very intricate aspects to what's going on with this Guyana King's Bill. If you haven't already, thumbs up this presentation. Plus, make sure you subscribe, buddy. It don't cost you nothing, but it will keep you connected with everything trending in Guyana and in the diaspora. So big up yourself and let's jump straight into these headlines right now.
Removed 9 of the 10 regional executive officers. One REO remained in office, the REO of Region 9, Carl Singh. I will let you know why he is still there. He is the most corrupt REO of all, but he is allowed to maintain his position because of the massive corruption he has to carry out for his masters. I have received numerous reports, videos, and eyewitness accounts concerning the operations taking place under his watch in Region 9. The man functions as a demi-president in the region. These reports are about the smuggling of hundreds of millions of US dollars worth of gold across Guyana's borders, the movement of cattle, livestock, meat products, and other goods from Brazil, the treatment of public servants who attempt to enforce the law, the allocation of state lands, and the accumulation of assets and commercial interests by persons using political power. Carl Singh is described by the residents as a tyrant in the region. Public servants have reported an environment in which officers who question decisions, attempt to enforce regulations, or refuse to facilitate politically connected interests are transferred or dismissed. Public health officials and GRA staff who attempted to intercept trucks carrying smuggled meat were transferred or dismissed. Despite his history of shooting a 25-year-old woman in the abdomen and abuse of power, Carl Singh is still allowed to carry his firearm license. While this wicked, vindictive government seized all of my personal firearms, even as leader of the opposition, he continues to occupy the most powerful administrative positions in the region. Carl facilitates the movement of livestock from Brazil, bypassing the necessary protocols. If animals are being moved from Brazil into Guyana without the same level of veterinary scrutiny, quarantine, testing, and regulatory enforcement imposed upon ordinary farmers, then we must be concerned about the likelihood of foot and mouth disease given Brazil's history. The introduction of an infected animal into Guyana's livestock population could have severe consequences for cattle producers across the country. Foot and mouth disease can spread rapidly. An outbreak could affect pastures and farming operations, destroy livestock, restrict the movement and sale of animals, disrupt agricultural trade, and destroy the livelihoods of farmers who have spent generations building their herds, unlike President Ali. Just days ago, I received reliable information that approximately 300 Brazilian cows were brought to Guyana. Once the 300 cows were on the way from Brazil to Letem, I received a phone call. When the PBP realized I was monitoring the movement of these cattle, they changed the destination. We all know where the cows were headed. Minister Zulfikar rushed to issue a statement saying the cows are heading to Ibini. Why wait until you are exposed to fabricate this explanation? So, what happens is President Ali, Minister Zulfikar, and Carl Singh are controlling the meat supply chain. The cattle and carcasses are smuggled from or bought at extremely low prices from Brazil to Guyana, and they can be resold for market price. When they bring live animals, they take them straight to the 150-acre mega farm and the abattoir in Region 5. They are slaughtered and injected into the market by the next day, making large profits. When they bring meat, it is repackaged and sold as if it were locally produced. The largest buyers.
So, from what we understand so far, it seems like this is a system that has been running for a while. It seems as if this is a system where these destinations would have been used before for this type of thing, allegedly, in accordance with what we're hearing from the leader of the opposition right here. So, one begs the question, is this really taking two birds with one stone when we analyze it? Because as you expose these things, we could kind of see that if these situations going on from before and there's prior knowledge that they've been going on, then there might be a system or a reason ulterior for now releasing this information that persons might have had from before. And then when we hear this conversation about persons acquiring certain things using political implications to get around certain barriers and doing certain things because they got certain connections that can permit them to do so, again, we gotta ask ourselves, is it two birds with one stone? Right? Because as we highlight this situation right here that's going on, allegedly, with the minister, it also highlights a similar situation that is going on with the very person that is presenting this conversation, that is making these allegations, right? So we gotta suss it out, right thinking, guys. We gotta analyze this thing. It's been a while we've been highlighting the fact that Team Red and Team Blue were once one team, even though they now appear to be two. We've been highlighting the fact that this situation can actually create a controlled opposition. We've been highlighting the fact that, listen, when it comes down to real opposition, when it comes down to persons who, from the outside looking in, because we from the outside looking in with all of these situations right there. But it seems as if Team Green might be the ones that we can look to with the least amount of implications, allegedly, in what's going on with this corruption right now on the ground. Because a person coming from inside the Team Red and saying, I can farm my own team, the US is saying, hey, this person is wanted for this person is connected to that. The ambassadors highlighting it. The papers came down, allegedly. The sanctions are there for persons that are a part of the same Team Red as well. So what are we really looking at? What are we looking at? Could this be a situation of the pot calling the kettle bottom black? Could this be a situation of clearly, if we can see what's going on in front of our faces, we're being sold a dream? We pushing our head into the sand and hoping that this will pass and that these realities aren't what they are. Clearly, there's something more to what's going on right there, Delta Nine travelers. But let's continue to listen and see if there's two birds with one stone, and if this rationale that I'm presenting somehow makes some type of sense. Drop it in the comment section. Let's have some meaningful conversation about this, but let's continue to hear what's being presented by the leader of the opposition, one of the wealthiest nations in the world, one of the fastest growing economies in the world. And we're going to be getting into some other conversations about what's going on in the oil industry in other uploads. But let's hear some more about this right now.
The government themselves. They sell to the Guyana Defense Force, Guyana Police Force, and other government agencies. They also sell to the Chinese supermarkets. The trouble here is that local cattle farmers in Region 9 are sidelined. There are restrictions on getting the required license to transport meat to Georgetown, where there is a bigger market. The Korpakari crossing often does not allow local farmers to pass with their meat. The government
So it's a situation where the person that's supposed to be defending the farmers and helping them out to get better market for their produce is now one of the biggest competitors for the same people then, right? Creating a situation allegedly where they we hear directly from the leader of the opposition, because it's good when persons inside or that used to be inside of what's going on right here able to expose right what's going on to we faces.
government imposes animal health restrictions on ordinary Guyanese farmers, while politically connected operators are permitted to move thousands of animals and containers of frozen meat, such as chicken, beef, and lamb, through the same region without scrutiny. The information received concerning Carl Singh extends beyond cattle and the meat industry. Reports indicate hundreds of millions of US dollar worth in gold is being smuggled across Guyana's border with Brazil and through networks connected to Venezuela.
Yeah, I see what I'm trying to say. Remember, we're hearing this conversation about gold smuggling, right? But let's analyze the fact that this is a conversation that can go both ways. We are a wealthy nation. We are a growing, a budding nation, right? We are a nation with a lot of resources. How come we're putting persons in the top tier of our political system, electing them to be in these positions, allowing them as the populace to operate in these positions, right? By giving them that ability, to do so. And then we are not sitting back as a nation and realizing that we're compromising ourselves because allegedly of some of these persons that are in these places, these positions. You're hearing about smuggling here and we're hearing about smuggling there, right? But guess what? The party that is presenting on the smuggling and the party that is allegedly now smuggling both used to be a part of the same political movement, allegedly, from the outside looking in. So what we talking about, buddy? Who's going to be the biggest sufferer, the one to lose the most in this situation? I guess we all can realize by now is the persons that might look like me, the regular persons in the street, right? That don't got big boy friend that they can text on a phone about a Lamborghini. That don't got big boy friend that locking down the game when it come down to all the meat and everything moving through the country, allegedly. Right? Y'all could see clearly what's going on. certain persons intend to control the wealth and hence control everything most likely that is going on the ground. What do y'all think about this, Delta 9 travelers? Drop it in the comment section. Let's jump into some more of these details before we hear from Melly Mel.
Region 9's geographic location makes it an important corridor for the movement of natural resources. Carl Singh is allowed to evade customs enforcement and border security. Illegal movement of gold deprives Guyana of taxes, royalties, and most importantly, foreign exchange.
Wow. Y'all hearing this conversation? Apparently, all of this wasn't known before or during when these investigations was going on coming from the US. Because y'all hearing was being presented and notice, let's analyze people on site because big up to Mr. Conway for the insights that he would have shared when he presented the fact that it is important to always analyze body language. We're talking about law enforcement for a number of years at a high caliber, right? Great integrity. We're analyzing this thing from a real place, calling a spade a spade. Obviously, there'll be some shades in this. Obviously, there'll be a hidden hand, right? Because some things might be hidden. There might be a dark side to this conversation that we might want to hide behind shades. Let's analyze some more of this.
That should benefit the Guyanese people and bring down the cost of living. Under Carl Singh's watch, land is being allocated to Brazilian nationals, private interests, and politically connected individuals, with Carl Singh exercising considerable influence over the administration of land and regional affairs. The administration of state lands is compounded by the absence of effective institutional oversight. President Ali signs off on everything. By 2030, we won't have much land left available, the way Irfan and Carl are distributing it to foreigners for drawbacks and themselves. Carl Singh does not operate in isolation. His continued power and protection reflect a wider PPP system.
I'm telling you, a wider system that certain people used to be a part of, a wider system that we hear if you're not of a particular, listen, if you're not of a particular ilk, you can't be a part of, right? So we hearing was being exposed by the leader of the opposition. Now we gotta ask ourselves, did that take two birds with one stone? Did we just analyze and realize some of what's really taking place in our country, buddy? I'm telling you. Big up to all the travelers that's gonna catch this one in the rewind in the future. Hit that thumbs up button. It costs you nothing to support independent media. And if you would like to become a channel member, guess what? The barcode is up on the screen. Scan the barcode and become a channel member. A very economical way to support independent media, to support Delta 9 media, so that we could continue to bring you independent presentations like this one, right? Let's hear some more about what's going on with this King's Bill, Guyana King's Bill. You know, the new bill that is being drafted, right? Well, already drafted and being presented in the House, which eventually will be passed because let's not forget who has the majority. But let's hear some more of these insights into what will soon be a law in Guyana because of certain persons. Again, the conversations about the right persons being in these positions of power. Let's hear these details coming in from Melly Mel right now.
6 tractor for you, give my money, cause he get the duty-free concession. He can go now and buy six tractor, bring in 6 tractor for his friend, he get a duty-free, he give it to his friend. That is the level of fucking corruption that is about to happen in Guyana. I can't believe y'all are sitting there and just don't do nothing. Nobody doing nothing. Nobody calling for protests. Y'all ain't taking the road. Y'all ain't, what? Y'all gonna be minding the first lady with your Gucci bag and your fucking Hermes slippers and Hermes bag and Chanel for the rest of the fucking life, and y'all punishing from Sunday to fucking Sunday. Y'all struggling for make ends meet. And y'all walking, and then the little tax will coming out y'all money. Y'all mining them. How them think could be fair? Imagine y'all, because y'all gonna be paying for the farm too. You don't pay any electricity because here now, and the bill doesn't specify, say, well, okay, it's only unlimited light, water, for one residence. The bill doesn't say that, which means if the president get 20 fucking houses, it's 20 houses are you paying for. 20 houses you are paying light, water, staff, maid, security, everything for. Make them make sense. And I know I don't know if people understand. I don't know if a lot of you understand what is this King Bill about, or what is.
I'm telling you, when you analyze it, you realize the importance. Because I hear a lot of the scholars, a lot of the political leaders is highlighting the fact that, listen, coalition politics is the key to the PNC, to the APNU being a part of the ruling collective in the country, right? Coalition politics was a part of the last couple of wins that the APNU, the PNC had. They collated with other political parties and was able to run the country in a way that a lot of persons would say that, listen, there's a lot of things and a lot of changes that they could highlight that need to be made. And unity or else is more the same, because we hear directly what Melly is highlighting. So for something to change, like this bill that is about to be passed, unity is going to be a big, if not the most critical aspect to what's going on. If we're looking to see a change in the power structure, unity is key. Unity or else. More of this. Let's hear some more from Melly.
This bill we're trying to pass is about, but given that this farm just gets skinned up, and you know what? When the farm gets skinned up, we now understand why Anil Nandalal and he is pushing so much for this bill. The man trying to set himself, because remember the president only get 2 terms. So you don't do 1 term, you get 1 more term to do. So he's trying to set himself that when he come out of office, the man well set. The man get money for 20. Listen, he churn, don't have to work. Money for generations to come, billions of dollars. Money that me and you and enough of we on this, and all of we on this internet, and half of Guyana, 90% of Guyana is not going to see in this lifetime or the next. Please show it to us. Thank you. So that is what is happening. Somebody saying, but as far as I know, it happens for all the past and future presidents. No. Kay, if you look at the previous bill, it happens for all the past presidents, but there are limitations to those bills that was passed in 2015. This one that they are bringing, they're amending the 2015 bill, and they're putting in unlimited. I am saying unlimited benefits for past presidents. So which means it's, I know you're trying to tell me, but Granger and them gonna get the same benefits too. Yes, Granger, but tell y'all you want the same benefit. Yeah, the former president, they're already getting benefits. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get the previous 2015 bill, and I'm gonna read it what it says and how it specifies certain things. And this one that they are bringing, yes, it will apply for future presidents. I said all past presidents will have these unlimited benefits. Them and the family. Free medical, free. Listen, I said I'm paying for nothing. Down to the toilet fucking people don't wipe the BT with. Are you gonna paying for? This how cool this go. When they done, they get oil money left for y'all. Y'all get oil money to see. Guys, there's no oil money coming down to the regular guy.
Well, I'm telling you, we're going to be jumping into the aspects of what's going on because we're going to hear from the Minister of Agriculture about the details into the developments with the oil contracts, the benefits coming into the country, as well as a number of right-thinking Guyanese giving us a different side to those details in other uploads. So make sure you subscribe, plus hit the thumbs up button and boost this one in the algorithm so persons can see this one and come back to see the other one too, buddy. We got so many very important headlines and things to update one another with. I want to say big up to all the travelers that are going to catch this one in the rewind in the future. Thanks for tuning in. It's a Monday and we right now, right here with you on Delta 9 Media.
A natural way to stay ready, baby. 'Cause I'm ready for you, Mr. C. The ultimate male supplement. Men's total wellness formula. Packed with essential nutrients for men's health. She'll call you Mr. C.
Definitely. Big up to 8butterfly.com. Healthy, wealthy, always. Thanks to all the sponsors, all the supporters of Delta 9 Media. Every single time. Right? But not forgetting the most important supporter. You, our listening audience. Thanks again for all your support throughout the years and continued support. Big up yourself. One love. I'll catch you in the next one.